What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Good
Jeff,
evening, everybody.
welcome. Brother Jeff,
Good evening, everybody.
welcome to episode 7. Lucky 7 for you, Jeff.
All right, number 7 or 13. It couldn't be any better.
13 is actually considered
Unlucky.
lucky. You know, a lot of the buildings in New York, they uh they skip 13. They don't have a
There's
floor
no 13th
13.
floor. Yeah, Chicago is very similar.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy, right?
A little bit. There's got to be some reason behind it, some logic behind it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just a superstition. Why 13? But the building I originally worked in, we had 13, and our boss's office was on 13, and the number they skipped there was 10, no 10, no 10th floor. Yeah, it went from 9 to 11.
Was there did you get the reason for that by any chance?
No, no, that must have been a bit further back in history than anybody in the building.
Gotcha.
It's the same in Vegas too. There's no
Yeah,
13 there's no 13 floors in any of the hotels.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It
don't
has to
remember
be superstition.
the one time I
Has to
went
be
there. I
a
don't remember.
architect or construction guy superstition. So Jeff, I'm sorry I shaved. It's getting hot. I did say, man, it's Jeff. I didn't shave for Dave or Rev, but it's getting hot and work was getting to me. I was wearing the hat because I had this afro thing going on. But that's a pretty amazing, majestic beard you're sporting there. Congratulations.
So should I give you a hard time because the couple times I've shaved since we've known each other, you give me you comment on that pretty well about how young and handsome I am. You're pretty handsome now too, buddy.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah,
I got another month or so. I'll be clean shaven for like a week. I'm a human chia pet. That's why I have a beard. Shaving is just too much of a hassle.
yeah. Did you see the beard I grew while I was reconditioning my soil?
You mean the trip to Lord of the Rings? Yeah, I saw that.
The hobo
Yeah,
hobo
man.
beard.
Yeah, you turned
Yeah,
yourself into a dwarf or something there, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Rip
pretty cool.
Van Winkle. I fell asleep on the mound of soil.
Did you come home with the ring to rule them all?
Shit.
I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. I know the story backwards and forwards. So
So,
I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. I know the story backwards and forwards. So.
sorry, that was me.
I was going to say that's a heck of a time delay.
Yeah. And we're live with a 10-second delay.
So,
Bear, who's in the chat, man? Say what's up.
Got Eber, we got Crazy Kimberlin, Gage, BD, Charles, Jamal, Matt, Lee Wells, JRF. Everybody's stoked that the Wolverines on the show.
I'm telling you, special guest, and telling you, special guest.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I'm glad I could make it work out.
Crazy Kim. Yeah, man. That sucks, man. When it gets to that point and you're like, God damn it. What's with you, Jeans? Why can't I have a Jeff Hobbs? So, uh, Jeff, in honor of you being here, I brought up my kick boot cross, which is in honor of you being here, I brought up my kick boot.
Damn, that looks nice, man.
Yeah, it kind of forked into like three. The middle's going into two now.
That looks nice, man.
Only top ones. It kind of forked into like.
What's the root mass look like?
All right, who got the?
Man, that thing looks like a pitchfork.
Yeah, it the roots they've been okay. I'm not sure if they needed more room. Looks like they did. But I had them turn dark at one point, and kind of got out of that. I'm not sure if it was going back and forth with the rainwater and tap water, or could have been the nutrients too. I've been trying out some new nutrients, and I've had to find the balance.
Did you treat the roots with some peroxide or anything, or you just let it go naturally and they
No,
whiten back up?
yeah, no, I have never treated any roots with anything. I when I had a lot of my plants this season with some rotting on the roots. They would turn brown and they weren't absorbing water. So, I'll go back to top watering, but the rotten roots, once I notice some new white popping out, I just rip them off. I tear off the rotted ones. They come right off, and eventually the new ones will grow out. And I've had that happen to quite a few, and most of them, the plant really looks unaffected at times, except for ones that they get the wilting, and you got to go back to top watering. Rev was showing his problem with his red ghost like that, and you know why it's in a UFC cup, right, Jeff?
Educate me. Sometimes I'm not very intelligent.
It's Mark Z. Mark Z, man.
You guys got some like bet going on or something, or you guys got something going on, right?
Yeah, my Prometheus #2. You're my #1, but
yeah, I hope so, man.
my Prometheus #2. He challenged me to a grow contest on the kick boot. Uh, he was pretty busy and started a little later, so that's why I'm bragging about mine. I'm like, yeah, man, you're done. You know?
Have you seen his recently or no?
Uh, Not recently. Probably a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I saw his. Yeah, maybe 3 weeks. But yeah, not very far along. Looks very nice, healthy, but not Not yet at this point.
So
Mike,
here this weekend, I'll pull one of mine out. Like I said, I couldn't find one of my other kick boots because it's buried in the middle of
Okay.
100 plants. I'll pull it out and I'll post something
All
on
right,
my.
but I'm sorry, Jeff. Before you do, can you tell us about the kick boot? Just a brief.
Sure, sure. So here's a smaller version of what my Prometheus just showed. It's a little bit younger than his. This one's only about 55 days old. Started in the air garden and pulled out. The Hobbs Mystery Pepper was which I called it, and our PLC group has so named it the Kick Boot. And I think that's probably a better name. Started out as a pepper in my brother-in-law's garden. I got into pepper gardening from my wife's father, so my father-in-law, about 14, 15 years ago. Prior to that, a jalapeno was super hot. He got me into habaneros and things of that nature, and then I started getting into hotter peppers, and my brother-in-law and I just keep going kind of back and forth. Our biggest differences are I start from seeds, and he goes locally. Here in Chicago, in one of the largest flea markets, you can find some incredible peppers. Well, the Kick Boot started out as a flea market purchased pepper. It had a name when he purchased it, but he has no idea what it was. I didn't see what it was, and it was planted in his garden. So 2 full seasons ago, towards the end of the season, when I was over at my father-in-law's house, I took peppers over for him, and I was picking some out of his garden, and I picked some red peppers that looked something almost like a boot, not necessarily. It was a lot more wrinkled, and it was red. Um, and to look at it, it wasn't anything super special. But when I ate it, I mean, it had something different than a lot of other peppers I had had up until that point in time. So I kept seeds from it because it was hot. I mean, it was a very flavorful, slightly citrus pepper, but really, really hot. So I kept seeds from it, and I grew that out. Um, as soon as I pulled seeds from it, and it was shortly after joining the PLC and watching some of Kang's videos. So that was my first attempt at a Kratky experiment. So my first kind of the F2 or real F1 seeds started out as a Kratky experiment, and it was a failed experiment because when I got to a point where I needed to put it up into something a little bit larger than a 1.5 liter container, I put it up and I doubled it. And the first time I needed to change newts, I drowned it. Fortunately, I got 3 ripe pods off of it before it died. I think I posted those. A lot of you guys might have seen those, might remember those. And I did a review of those, and those things knocked me on my ass. Interestingly enough, though, they were dark, gunmetal black. There was no red in them. They were gunmetal black. And interesting for me was in my father-in-law and brother-in-law's garden, there were no dark pods. Everything was yellow, orange, or red. So I don't know if it was a natural variant of whatever pepper it was that my brother-in-law had, or if it crossed. I have no idea. But there was nothing even remotely brown or dark in his garden. So that would come
Because
out.
you got seeds from a red pepper that was picked from their garden.
Exactly, yeah. From my brother-in-law / father-in-law's garden, they gave me pods. I liked the red pod so much. I kept seeds from. I was like, I got to grow this out. This is hot as hell. Well, what I grew out was the gunmetal black original Kick Boot. So I put that in the Kratky, grew it out, got 3 peppers, got maybe a total of, I don't know, maybe 15, 16, 18 seeds. It wasn't much. There was not a lot of placenta in the peppers. There were very few seeds. And don't know if you guys recall or not, but I couldn't finish 1 pepper on the review. I ate half of it and I stopped. I was like, man, that's it. I'm done. I don't need to prove anything. I'm done.
Yeah, I remember.
So I took those seeds and I planted those indoors in an air garden inside last season. So all of 2017, and took that thing from something like this into a 3-foot tall by a 3-foot diameter monster that ended up, I did not use the light for the air garden. I put it under a 4-foot fluorescent fixture at the end of it, kept growing it out, probably pulled 150 pods off of it. And that's all the seeds that I've distributed into the PLC. And continued the same characteristics. And what everyone has right now should be pure isolated seed because there was nothing growing close to it. So we should have a nice, interesting F3 version of the kick boot.
Awesome, man. Sounds good. So maybe there's more to crossing than just uh, traits that on a pepper, you know. All right, I screw that up, but what I'm trying to say is, look at that. You got a black pod from a garden that had nothing like that, and you got him from a red pod. Yeah,
And that's why
pretty
initially
interesting.
yeah, agreed. That's why I initially called it the Hobbs mystery pepper because I couldn't necessarily explain it. Maybe something in there had a recessive trait. It's hard to say, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting for
yeah,
sure.
because whenever we get an accidental cross, right away we're thinking, all right, what was near that? What pepper could have crossed it, or
Yeah,
but
which way was the wind blowing? What bees were in my garden? Something like that. Like you said,
yeah.
it could be something else going on for sure. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what occurs because I know Togarashi's got a kick butt going, pretty good stage. I think Mike Kaiser's got one, and I know a couple other people have some as well. So it'd be interesting to see who posts what results later on in the season. It'll be interesting for
I
sure.
got one out. I got one outside already.
Yeah, that's right. You posted. Yeah, you showed. I think Susan told me that you had one. She's like, "Hey, I think I saw your kick boot somewhere," and I think you showed a picture of it inadvertently with the label, but you didn't post the plant per se. That's right. How is yours doing? Is it doing pretty well?
Yeah, it's been hot, so the plants are struggling a little bit, but they're doing all right. We just got to keep them watered, and they just need to harden off. So looking forward to seeing what comes out of it, though.
Cool. That's good. We got that one spread all across the country. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to start burning plants. I can never harden successfully.
You're
I
not the only
tried.
one.
I tried during my week off. I always take a week in May, more or less. That's when I can really uh, take a risk with the nighttime temps. But yeah, even being home all day, it's a job. Moving them up, moving them into shade from one side. I can't build a shade structure. I imagine the wind, throwing the tarp somewhere or whatever, and
No, I play a little bit of
it's
Russian
worse.
roulette hardening my plants off as well. I get it. It's not easy sometimes.
Yeah, and I got uh, other landscaping, flowers and stuff, and I can imagine my lady going nuts if a tarp just you know wiped out some stuff. I don't know.
Well, you
I
should
just
put some tinting on the greenhouse. Some temporary shading.
uh I I I did manage to make some type of shade structure with 1 year. I felt safe with those because I had 5 gallon buckets full of soil. I had gotten a yard of soil and I had about 10 buckets left. So I used that to secure a tarp, probably like 4 buckets high, and I felt safe with that. And but I don't think I can do something like that this year.
Well, let me show my plant off because I want to see the rest of Jeff's plants that I brought up. I don't have very many plants inside. This is Susan's Ahi Tangerine F3.
All right, talking about I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the crazy crossing stuff, man. Did she post about what's going on with that?
Yeah, she did with the black pods and
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's insane. That's something you know.
so we'll see what I have one of the first the F1 still putting out pods. That thing has to be about 2 years old outside now,
Cool.
All right.
or
I saw
close
you
to it.
posted it. Still looks great for second year.
So
So
that so Aaron, that one's what? Is that F2 or F3?
this is F3.
Okay.
So it's growing. It looks kind of leggy, but it is ahi. So that's kind of like the way they like to grow, anyway. So
Yeah, I have one uh not as big as that. It's uh it's kind of taking that shape too.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. Sorry, guys. I must be on Susan's do not call list. I don't know.
Easy. We we had
No.
to
Her and I are good friends. It's all good. I'm kidding.
I we had to threaten, beg, you name it, to have the privilege.
Yeah, I don't do that. I know when the time is right. If I've been a good individual and someone wants to share, then that's the time, and that's all good.
I want to see the rest of Jeff's plants. The other ones he
Okay.
brought up.
All right. Cool. Well, I showed off the little bit of the Hobbs Mystery Pepper, which we will from now on we won't call it Hobbs Mystery Pepper. We'll just call it Kick Boot. So we'll keep it at that. So here's a Kick Boot that's 62 days old. This one's growing in the windowsill because there's no other space available in my house. The grow room is full. I'm trying to get things out to the garage, but it was 31 degrees last night, so it's not feasible even in the non-heated garage. Next, we've got this is one of my other personal intentional crosses. This is the Hobbs four-way habanero. This and about 15 other plants got topped extremely early in a topping experiment that I wanted to just kind of play around with. And I topped them at the second true set of leaves. And every single plant, even though there's 14 different varieties, have kind of done the same thing. And they forked out, branched out, and they are little bushes.
Very nice.
Yeah, it should be. It might not have been the best decision to do with this plant in particular because the F1 was an extremely short, stocky, bushy plant. So I'll be interested to see how this thing decides to grow when it gets in ground. This was the Hobbs four-way cross, was a cross between a Peruvian white habanero and a orange habanero. That was at a F6 stage. I took that and I crossed it with another habanero cross that I had, which was a Caribbean red habanero and a red Savina habanero that was in an F4 stage. So I took those two, crossed it with each other, and I got my Hobbs four-way habanero. So it's got some interesting habanero lineage to it, nice fruity flavor, some really nice high habanero heat to it. So I'm interested to see what this does as an F2.
I got I got some pods late last season, right?
Yes, you did. You and a couple other people definitely got pods of that one. So you've got some seeds from that one on the F1, and you'll get some seeds on the F2 as well, assuming it's what we'd like it to be. Got another one over here. This one's kind of interesting. I don't know much about this one. I was looking for some pictures to see what pods might look like. Don't know what they're going to look like. This is a 7-pot Primo crossed with a lemon drop. This one is also 60 days old. Significantly bigger, though, because I did put it in a 32-ounce cup to begin with some good soil. I did top it about approximately a month ago. So it's now turning into like a 3-headed Hydra monster. I'll get ready to cut out some leaves here to get some light into the lower foliage because it's starting to bush up on the top. So this one should be interesting. I'll be interested to see where this one goes on the flavor and heat level because you got two distinctly different peppers in this cross. So this one should be interesting. And then
Some plant, man. Very healthy.
thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, this one I'm pretty happy with how it looks as well. I've had a couple disappointments, but more successes than disappointments. But the disappointments are learning processes, so we'll see. And then I pulled one other plant out. This one is currently in a full Kratky setup. I think I'm going to leave it that way. And it's also younger than any of the other three plants that I just pulled out and showed
Whoa!
you. This one is from Kang Star. This is one of his personal crosses. This is the Lemon Starburst.
Wow.
This thing has not been topped. I started it in my Aero Garden when I started most of the other seeds that he gifted to me. He sent me a late season envelope, and because it was late in the season, I decided to throw everything in the Aero Garden. So I started, 15, 15, two sprouts and one Ultra Aero Garden all at the same time. About a month ago, I pulled them out except for one and put them all in Kratky containers because I didn't know what else to do with them. And this thing has just exploded. I mean, the amount of growth this thing has for its age is ridiculous.
It does look amazing, Jeff.
It's got
and
some,
it's younger.
Pretty
it's
nice
younger than all the plants you just showed.
It's younger than everything else.
Wow.
It's got a nice, healthy root system to it. It's definitely got the water roots, the air roots for gas exchange. So it's a really healthy Kratky plant. I think my goal for this one is to do what I did last season with a Tony Sherwood plant, and that is I'll keep it inside for most of the early season and maybe mid-season. See if I can pull a couple isolated pods off of it. And then I'll put it outside in a 32-gallon Kratky garbage can like I did to a different plant last season that at that point exploded into a monster. So I'm going to see if I can duplicate those results, and I think this is my volunteer. So we'll see what happens to the Lemon Starburst. I know there's some other people out there that have it. I don't know if anyone else is intending to do with theirs what I'm going to do with mine. So that's kind of why I'm motivated to go that route and just to do something different. And I do have one other Lemon Starburst that I'll put in soil. I'm going to transfer it from Kratky to soil probably this weekend so I can get it acclimated to soil and harden it off for the outdoor season. But I'm going to keep this one as my big experiment. So we'll see how this one goes. So yeah, you can see my tag over there. It is I did tag it Lemon Starburst. It's not. I'm not making this shit up. Okay. So yeah, that's so I got.
Hey, did you just?
I might have. I'm sorry. Yes.
No, I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing because I remember your video, and
that was an F-bomb. That was a little bit different for me.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for clearing that up because after seeing you apologize so many times, I said, now I have to know what the hell Jeff said.
I didn't. I did not delete it off of my YouTube account, buddy. So that means you're not checking my shit out. I just erased the link from PLC.
Okay. So, all right, understood. That's why I thought you were saying, your first cut, you had to delete it and redo the video.
I'm not very YouTube experienced, so I had problems deleting it from YouTube. So I just deleted the link from Google Plus to YouTube. That video is still there.
Okay.
I
gotta go check it out.
There is take one and take two.
No, I do check out your videos, man. You just put out like a flurry of reviews, right? Who you get pods from? You got a bunch of pods?
A little while ago, our buddy Jesus Rosario down in Puerto Rico was harvesting, and I was really dying for some pods, so I offered him to trade him some Hobbs sauce for some pods. So I did a couple reviews of some of his peppers.
Very nice.
Hey Jeff, they want to know what nutrients you use for your cracky outside.
I used general hydroponics, and at the time that I put it outside, I went to the full flowering stage. So it was like what 3, 2, 1, I think, for the nutrients. But yeah, I've had my most success with the general hydroponics, and I keep my pH low. I keep it at like 5.5 to 5.8, and I'm pretty meticulous. If I see mine hitting 6.1 to 6.2, I'm altering it or changing out the nutrients. And I'm doing the same thing on my double cup crackies. Just because it's worked for me on larger scale, I'm doing the same thing on small scale. I do have some of the Maxi Grow and Maxi Bloom. I've been playing around with those. I like those as well. I just don't have as much experience with them as I do with the General Hydroponics Flora series. Did you get that or no?
Yeah, yeah, it was Lee Wells
Yeah, yeah.
asked that question.
No, cool. I thought I had some technical difficulties on my end since I'm a, you know.
No, we got you. We're
Thought
reading
I
the
was
chat. Susan's there. She probably heard you
dope.
earlier.
She knows. She
If we,
knows. I mean, well, we got a good relationship. We're friendly.
yeah.
She'll put me in
If
my
when
place
you
if
go
needed.
comment on the community and it says comment disabled on every post, you already know you're
Then you
banned.
know. Then you know what's going on.
What's up, Jared? What's up, Suan?
What's up, dudes? Everybody's there. Rocky, Gage, Chad, what's up? Matt. Oh, I read Matt's comment saying about the bumblebee. But will the bumblebee prevent birds from nesting there? That particular house was occupied last season. Matt, I think Jeff said that's Sherwood cross, right? The lemon.
The 7 pot Primo by Lemon Drop. I don't know if it's his personal cross, but I got my seeds from him. A lot of times he'll put Sherwood on his crosses as part of the name. That one doesn't say Sherwood, so I don't know if it's his or somebody else's. That I don't know.
Okay.
I can find out though. Him and I, we message a little bit because he was, like I said, we kind of like you and I became friends. Batman. I kind of became friends with him as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
How's that?
say again.
How's that?
Him and I communicate. We exchange, some ideas, and we exchange some hot products, whether that's some powder or some other things. He
Yeah.
much like our leader Kang, is growing out Scotch brains because the peppers I had last season, I sent him some and he liked them. Had never had them before. He's now growing them out just like a bunch of us are. So we hit it off a little bit.
That's cool. Like I recently saw this guy Shaping for Life. He
Nate,
got his pepper reviewed by Johnny Scoville.
yeah,
That's
those are
pretty
some.
awesome.
That's pretty cool, and those peppers are pretty damn good. Nate sent me some of those last season, and I
Oh
actually,
yeah?
I grew that out. I did a review of that, and I grew that out. It's a damn good pepper. It's tasty, and that's pretty cool that he got that on Chase the Heat for sure.
All right. Yeah, yeah, that was I was like, holy shit. I messaged him because I was talking to him before about something else. And he got Johnny Scoville to say you know, it'll be available in the Pepper Lovers Marketplace and everything. And he mentions the community, you know.
You know, him and Dave are pretty friendly, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know that. I seen I saw his review for Dave. I
Yeah,
think that's
no,
not the first.
no, it's not. I only mentioned it because he's familiar with the PLC. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, I do follow him. I check his stuff out, but I'm kind of shy to comment and stuff like that.
You're not the quiet kind of guy, man. What are you talking about?
Hey, the man is Johnny freaking Scoville, all right?
Yeah, it's a
You don't
little bit
just
different level.
You guys on Facebook have to ask him if he's going to be at the Anaheim Hot Sauce Expo for the Reaper Challenge there. I know he was
Oh
at the
yeah.
New York one this past weekend. So
Yeah, he was talking about it in one of the videos. The yeah, I don't know.
Is the Anaheim hot sauce coming up soon?
it's coming up in August.
Okay.
They just put tickets for sale last week. So
Is that where you were last season when you posted some pictures?
yeah, that's where I was at.
Is that where I got my Reaper seeds from you that you got from Ed Curry?
Yeah, when I posted that picture, he's walking around with 2 big bags of Reapers for the contest.
I got a couple of those growing this season, and they look interesting. I got 2 of them with extremely different characteristics. I'll show them off at a later point in time, but they look incredible.
Yeah, the guys that did the contest this year, the world record holder, or last year was, he didn't even get close to what his world record was. So
Ooh, wow.
they must have been really hot. So
Yeah, sorry, Chad. And look at Jeff with the nice majestic beard. I had to shave. It was getting hot at work. I had an afro, and it's getting hot over here again. Hey, Kimberlyn, Crazy Kim. I was watching Johnny Scoville, and he kind of took a shot at you, man. No, I'm kidding. But he no, he just said something, and that was like, you know, he said, I don't do the special effects, no green screen. I don't do the music. You won't see none of that here. And I'm like, what? The cool shit? But I just thought, like, are you fucking talking about Kimberly, man? What the fuck? Yeah, so Jeff, man, I wasn't gonna, you know, are you there?
he
I
walked
think we
away.
lost Jeff. Huh?
He walked away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring beer because Jeff, I saw his video apologizing for cursing. I'm like, man, I don't know if we should bring alcohol into the show this week.
Well, it wasn't just cursing. It was the way that I used the profane language. Because when I made that video, I had already had a couple beers, and it wasn't until I watched it after I posted it, I looked at it, I was like, I could leave that, but I know my kids might, our older kids might see that, and it's not something that I'm really want them watching. And be like, hey, Dad, what happened there? Like, it's better just to pull that.
No, it's fully understood, man. Seriously. No, but now I feel like a dumbass because I got no beer.
and
I'm
what you
kidding. I always got beer, man.
And no spiked alcohol.
Oh,
Check this out.
Jeff brought it up.
Brew free or die from 21st Amendment Brewery. Pretty good. And what you got there?
Well, I told you I'm originally from Kentucky. Remember?
All right.
You remember what I told you we drink in Kentucky?
Yep.
What do we drink in Kentucky?
Very nice.
Yeah, bourbon.
That Kentucky bourbon.
Yep.
So yeah, in your honor, I popped some of this today too. Anti-hero.
Yeah, Revolution Chicago Brewery. They make some really nice brews.
Revolution Brewery, Chicago. Man, the smell the aroma when you pop this open, oof, nice citrus.
It's like squeezing some freshly cut hops or hops that are still on the vine. I mean, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I popped one of those earlier. I was like, oh yes.
Hey, man, this stuff's from Chicago too.
Well, and
Lagunitas.
California.
Yep.
Lagunitas make some nice brews.
Yeah.
Which one is that, Bear?
This is the citrus Enesis, and it's pale ale, blood orange, brewed with blood orange juice. Man,
I love blood orange.
This is delicious.
But what was the name of it?
Citrus Enesis. I don't know. Oh, it's
yeah. I haven't seen that one here. I have to see if they're brewing it here also.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, the brewery they opened up for here is only about 15 minutes north of where I work down in the actual city, and it's a hell of a brew pub. It's a nice place.
Lagunitas is in Petaluma.
Yeah, this is delicious.
I can't say I've had one of their beers that I don't like, honestly. I like some more than others, but I haven't had one that I don't like.
Yeah, I've tried a lot of theirs. I found I think no, it wasn't the Super Bowl. It was at the friends that I go to the Super Bowl, but it was during the summer. They had like wine coolers, so he sends me to a fridge inside by the bar, and it was like a ton of craft beer, uh, you know, threes and twos of different stuff, and a few of the Lagunitas was there. I had the something and a little something extra, the brown sugar. They're all pretty good. No, that wasn't Lagunitas.
No, but all three of those are Lagunitas.
Yeah, no, another one I was thinking of. Aaron sent me a hatch chili one. I think that was something else.
Yeah, that was a different company.
That was a strong chili taste on that one.
Yeah, what's the hatch pepper good for? I got a question because I got some free seeds in an order I placed overseas, and I decided what the heck, I'll try planting them. So I planted a couple of them, and I've never had an Annam type pepper grow out as bushy as these hatch pepper seeds are growing out after topping. I mean, they're amazing. So I'm curious. I looked them up, but I'm curious. Have you either of you guys actually eaten them and tasted them?
I've only had them dried. They're
they have the big festivals down here in the Southwest, especially
In New
New
Mexico.
Mexico,
Yeah.
they fire roast them, and they actually do them in front of the Mexican markets all around here. That when they come in by the truckload, and they'll sit there with their tumbling fryers, and you buy them by the pound, and it's just not a lot of heat, of course, but it's the flavor.
Okay.
It's the smokiness flavor, perfect for
So I should make
like,
Chipotle out of it.
exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because these I've got 3 of them, and I'll tell you what, they're the bushiest little plants that you could ask for. I topped them, and at every node, they popped out. I mean, it's like 6 inches tall, but it's like 8 inches wide in circumference. It's amazing. I was like, I've never seen an annum type pepper bush out like that. It's pretty interesting.
It's a decent sized pod too.
Yeah, it's good. It's kind of like a poblano almost, right?
Not quite,
No,
but
a little smaller,
yeah,
but big.
it's a decent size.
We'll see. I should have quite a few of them later on.
Yeah, you've probably seen it in Mexico, Jeff, and all your trips down there.
You know,
Every all the chilies are roasted or
I've probably
barbecued or
I've probably seen them, but most of the trips down to my wife's village, I mean, they either don't know what the peppers are actually called, or they have local slang names for them.
Yeah. Matt, who's there in the chat, sent me some dried ones. They're pretty good. You can drop them dried like that in stew and stuff like that.
well, Batman, you want to do a giveaway now?
All right. We have Nectar of the Gods, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So,
Aaron, do you use some of their products?
Yeah, I actually I heard about it from Charles P. And I actually met the rep at the hydro store, and he's a really smart guy. If you ever just YouTube their stuff, he's got a really good product, and he I wanted to try the trifecta. I've never tried that, and I wanted to try the Nectar of the Gods one shot, and the trifecta is really hard to find. Sometimes it's usually always sold out, but I actually got a big bag of it this year, and I got a
That's the
25-pound bag of the Nectar of the Gods. So I put half of my plants with the trifecta and half with the Nectar of the Gods, just to see what happens. And this bag was given to me by the hydro store for a giveaway on our channel. So
cool.
But if you read the ingredients, it sounds like really good stuff. So
I've got some of their products. Last season, someone pointed me to that company, and they had I think they still have it, and I think it's ongoing all the time. If you pay for shipping, they'll give you an introductory starter package for all of their a basic starter package for their hydro nutrients. So I've actually have that. So it's like 8 different liquid concentrated nutrients that they have. I used it for supplemental stuff last season when and only when needed. But they were definitely effective for the way I was using them. I didn't use them the way they were intended, but they were definitely effective.
Yeah, I got that same kit in the mail, and I tried it on a few plants indoors, but I was telling Charles, the boss of the house really didn't like the smell of the products.
Yeah, mine was pretty much in the garage. I agree with you.
So now I just switched to the Maxi Bloom and the Maxi Grow, and I've been having really, really good luck in the grow tin and stuff like that. So
Yeah, those are good. Those are good products, and they're really easy to use in comparison to that kit where you got to be careful how you mix it and how you pH balance it. It's good, but you got to be a lot more attentive, I guess.
yeah, I just I have really bad ADHD, and checking pH and stuff like that just isn't my deal. Like with the Maxi Grow and the Maxi Bloom, I know it has a pH buffer in it already, so that'll bring my water close enough. So
yeah, good thing you don't live in Chicagoland, because even with that buffer in it, you still got to balance it.
yeah, I think after I do the nutrients, I've tested it. It's been about 6.1, 6.2. Isn't bad. So.
No, that's not bad. When I use it, I'm still at 7, so I still got to drop it down. So cool. That's they make some good products. Whoever gets in on that giveaway, they're getting some good product for sure.
We always giving something away. Every show, somebody's gonna win something here. Last week we just popped in Kang seeds I found in the cabinet, still drying, and we got Kang in the chat. We say, hey, let's give them to somebody.
So how do you want to do this, Batman? The random name?
Yeah, random. The randomizer, right? That's only fair.
Yeah.
Or what? Have somebody have all entries make up a fictional story of how the Pepper Wolverine saved their plants in the garden or something. No, me and my stupid game, that's gonna get confusing. Then we get somebody posting paragraphs and shit. So yeah, I guess are you just want to enter everybody in here, or for people that want it or need it, right? So let's have them comment something, and you enter those like the other one, right?
Yeah.
All right. So so if you want to enter to win the Nectar of the Gods, comment Wolverine rocks, and we'll enter you in the randomizer.
No, he's the Pepper Wolverine rocks.
Right. Pepper Wolverine rocks. Susan Susan wants it. Susan, you can't win. We told you before. You're affiliated. It's like conflict. You can't win nothing here. We might just send you a bag, like. No, seriously, enter Susan because she entered. Sorry. There's no conflict of interest in the randomizer. The randomizer doesn't care who you are.
What you got? What you got there, Jeff?
But I put the other one away back in the tent, and when I was in the tent, I figured I might want to show this one off too. I haven't seen anyone show off this strain yet this season. This is another one that was started in the Aero Garden, much like the Kang Star Cross that I just showed off, the Lemon Starburst. but this one is the Kangstar Hornet. Same age. This one's actually got two little pods on it already. This one has been isolated. It's a pretty good size. And this one, like the other one, was not topped. So this is going to show you really what growing hydroponically and or Kratky, straight Kratky method can do for plants, how fast it can expedite the growing process. Because this thing is only 2.5 months old. I mean, it's not that old, but it's a huge plant. It is flowering because it's in a smaller container. When I transferred out of the air garden, I was rushed for containers. So I took a bunch of, I guess 3/4 gallon lemonade and orange juice containers, cleaned them out and wrapped them with a black garbage bag. And these are my current Kratky containers, and they serve a great cheap purpose. And if you're using the air garden with the seed starter pods, that little basket that comes with the air garden fits perfectly in the neck of these containers. Now you're going to lose it, obviously, but they work perfect. You have to do nothing. So this is a Kangstar Staracha Hornet.
Very nice, man. Looks amazing, and very nice ingenuity there with the bottle, the bag. I mean, you know, it's not the prettiest thing I ever seen. Matt Garver might give you some crap about that. We're into decorative stuff, but no, it looks amazing.
He'll definitely
The only thing that's kind of bothering me is that I don't have that cross from Kang.
Well,
Nice.
I'm not sure what to tell you, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, well, what you said to Susan, there you go, Kang.
Hey, you know what? I don't have Susan's crosses, so you know you don't
Yeah,
have some of Kang, so it is what it
exactly.
is, right?
All
That's all
right,
right.
so Bear.
As long as I don't sell it, you can have some later.
Okay. Bear, are you getting the people? The entries? You want me to read them to you or no?
No, I'm reading them. I'm typing them in.
Okay. So you put Susan? No, I'm kidding. Put include Susan.
So, hey, brother Wayne, do you have the Kangster Yellow or Kangster Red?
Kangster. All right,
You
man.
don't
All
have
right.
you don't have those either, do you?
No.
Oh, should I keep showing stuff off?
If you got it near you,
Yeah, I'll be right back.
come on, Jeff. No, I have the only ones I have this season are the Crimson, the Texas Crimson, Scotch Bonnet, the Lemon Starburst. I have 4 lemon Starbursts, but they don't even look close to what Jeff has there. Mine look like crap compared to that. They're just coming back from topping, and I have the Linzo and one one Linzo. So which one is that, Jeff? The Kangster.
This is the Kangster Yellow, and then there's also a red version of it. It's something that Dave, I believe, grew out for Kang, and then Dave sent. I think Kang supplied Dave with the seeds. Dave and his wife grew it out in their home plot, and then they sent Kang seeds, and then he shared a couple of the seeds, and they had yellow and red. It's if I remember correctly, it's a bonnet crossed with, I think it's the Styracha.
Yeah, I remember something about that. Donna, Dave's wife, came up with the name for it.
Exactly. So yeah, this is This is one of the yellows of that. I've got a couple of the reds and one more yellow, but those they're looking a little bit sad because I took those from these Kratky containers and transferred them over to soil, trying to get them ready for the outdoor season. This one's still in another makeshift container that is not Matt Garver approved because it's not aesthetically pleasing, but nonetheless the plant's doing really good.
Cool. Yeah, it does. It is. It looks very nice.
Yeah, it's just there's definitely an artwork and amount of patience needed to transfer from full blown Kratky to soil. You got to have some patience, that's for sure, and you're going to have some setback.
I saw. I saw Rev in the chat. Is Rev there?
He was. He did like a drive-by.
Yeah. He said, "What's up to Anthony?" and left. Come on, Rev. For Rev, I gotta get rid of this bottle, man. I gotta stop this. So I'm gonna take a shot for Rev.
So after Batman takes the shot, I'll pick a winner. So if you haven't entered yet, the key word is Wolverine rocks.
Wolverine rocks. Get it in there. Win this bag of nutrients from Nectar of the Gods. It's one shot. Nectar of the Gods. Cheers, dudes.
Cheers.
Cheers. So hold on. When you eat spicy stuff and drink alcohol, you get like the hiccups immediately?
Jeff, did you miss that? Did you miss the pepper in there?
No, I just didn't think it could hit you that quickly.
Oh yeah. No, but I admit alcohol also does it sometimes. No peppers needed. So let's
So, hey, Batman. Here's one of the yellows that I took out of the Kratkies that I actually put in a half-gallon container, just for comparison. Exactly the same as the other one, but because it's stunted, it hasn't grown since it's moved over. So it's been stunted. It's not in bad shape, but when those roots have to transition from hydro to soil roots,
right.
It just takes time. So the newbie mistake I made last year was thinking I could make that process quicker by giving it nutrients or something else, and you can't. You're gonna kill it. So you just be patient. So I've done nothing to this except for give it straight water, and it's just now after 3 weeks, it's rebounded and it's starting to grow as the roots have changed. So it's not for someone that doesn't have patience. You got to just know what to expect when you're getting into it. But the results, I think, should be worth it.
Yeah, it still looks healthy. Still looks nice.
Agreed. And it's just in the last 2 days the leaves started raising up a little bit. Kind of saluting. Before that, it was a little bit sad. All right, so I'm done showing off pepper plants. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you should show them off. Those are some nice plants. Good
Very
job.
nice, man. Yeah, Rev came in. Rev got a shot.
All right. Let me know when you guys are ready. Wait for Jeff to get back.
Hey, Griff. What's up, Griff? Thanks for tuning in, man. And thank you for the nice words.
Oh, Jeff's got his bourbon.
Yeah, I shouldn't. I got to get up and go to work in what 4.5, 5 hours. But you know what? I'm here. I'm here, so I might as well.
Don't worry about it, Jeff. Last show for Friday to go to work. I had uh, two and a half, 2.5 hours of sleep.
Was that after you and Dave were meowing, or was that a different show?
No, that was Rev.
Okay.
That was
That was
Rev's night.
That was the post-show party.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Salud, amigos.
Cheers, buddy. It's yeah. Yeah, Rev is a very cool dude, man. I love Rev. We talked so much crap.
So let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready on my end.
All right.
Here we go.
One bag of nectar of the gods.
And the winner is Mr. Deer Meat. Mr. Bambi Man.
Huh?
Mr. Deer Meat.
Who's that? Charles?
Rob Blumberg.
Oh, okay. Rob Blumberg. That's awesome, man. Congrats, Rob.
Congratulations. Put it to good use, buddy. I'm sure you will.
Yeah. I have a similar cross to Rob has. That's it's from his friend, I think. I'm not quite sure on the details, but it's he calls it a yellow jacket. Pretty amazing pepper. It looks like a really gnarly and larger than usual yellow ghost, maybe. And yeah, I really like that. He sent some powder of it, and I think I have like 2 plants of that one.
So, Rob, what you need to do is hit me up on Hangouts or a private message. Give me your address. I'll get this out to you probably Monday. I'll probably get it to the mailbox Monday. So, congrats.
Congrats, Rob. Oof.
This thing's heavy too. 4 pounds, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Winner, winner, Bambi dinner.
Man,
So
you
I
came up
want
with that on the fly. That's pretty cool, man.
so I want to ask Jeff to talk about his go what is it go big or go home
Oh
ideology
yeah.
ideology now for your peppers. How many plants you have going? You know how I want to know how much time this takes out of your day once you get into full swing. You know.
Yeah, that's okay. We can dive into that a little bit. I'll tell you what. I swore after last season, and really go big or go home kind of came from Jay Reshore, and I was more than happy to and to dive into it and enjoy it. As soon as he was like, "Hey, 100 or more plants, you're in the Go Big or Go Home club," I was like, "Cool, let's do it." You know,
I'm
prior to
sorry,
last season,
Jeff. This is gonna burn me up. I have to say, did you just say Jay Reshore? Is Jersey Shore? Is Jay Z Shore? And in my head all along, I'm saying, like, damn it, Jay, you can't pronounce that. It's so confusing. Fix that. It's that's not what it should be to be able to be read. But anyway, it's not
I might I
Reshore.
might be I might be wrong. Yeah,
Yeah, you
I'm a
are.
simple
Trust
guy.
me, you are. It's Jay and Jersey Shore together. So it's Jay is Jersey Shore. It's
when you
hard.
when you read the when you read the label on his hot sauce bottle, though, it's kind of confusing. It
Yeah,
looks like
because
Jay
you're reading it
Reshore.
however you want, Jeff. Jay,
Okay,
if
well,
you're watching, do something. I've
he's
had
not
that
gonna.
problem. I'm like, how do I read this? Jersey Shore, Jay Z Shore. I'm pretty
So,
sure it's Jay Z Shore.
Jay
so
Z.
Jay and I have a very similar relationship or friendship like you and I do. We get along just incredibly well. Our senses of humor just they match, and we can just ping things off of each other and laugh like we've known each other for a long period of time. So as soon
Yeah,
as he was like as soon as he was like go big or go home, I was like, sure, why not? So you know, you might or might not remember, I joined the PLC a little bit over 2 years ago, slightly under 3,000 members at the end of the 16 season, and at that point in time, I had maybe 50 plants and started trading a bunch of seeds with you and Aaron and a bunch of other PLC members, and had just moved into a new house. Um, and in the old house, I was limited by a standard Chicago lot about how many plants I could grow. I didn't have any space. Well, and then in the new house, I've got a lot more space, so that it opened up some possibilities. So last year, I planted approximately, I don't know, 200 seedlings and kept 144 plants all season long to harvest. And last season, I had put in two new raised beds. This season, I'm going to keep the same amount of gardening space. I said I'd cut the number back because jungle gardening is difficult. You can put that number of peppers in that space and they'll grow, but maintaining them is very difficult. Um, right now, I'm at 194 pepper plants. Um,
Wow.
holy.
it I spend approximately an hour to an hour and a half watering plants daily because I've got them on different routines or rotations. Um, when I get them outside, hopefully at the end of May, it gets a little bit easier. I won't plant all 194 in ground. That will be too dense. Some of them they just won't grow very well because most of what I've got this year, most are Chinese. I've got a couple others in there. I brought back my Recoro Orange. It's a Mexican cross that I've got. And I've got a couple other Anims. Ricardos didn't do anything this year, so most of what I've got are Chinese. So that I need some space. So I'm ideally cutting down to about $1.50 if possible. I'll gift the rest of them away to my father-in-law and my brother-in-law, or buy a bunch more smart pots. Not sure. Um, and I'll probably spend somewhere around an hour to 2 hours every other day during the season just watering and tending plants. It's a serious chore. It's you got to be careful when you set out to do something like that because it can other aspects of your personal life can take a toll. So you got to make sure you're good with your significant other and your family. It's not an easy thing to do.
You know, now that you say that, I have to admit, man, when you guys came up with that grow big or go home, my first reaction was like, well, going home because at the time that was the issue. You know, my lady was feeling like I was just taking over the yard, and I would get comments like, you know, do you need three of each plant? Do you need three of those chocolate, whatever the hell? And you know, it's like, you know, I'm laughing it off. Like, of course I need three. What if, you know, one doesn't produce well, or but it's just you know, it I think it takes for them to see a little bit of uh, what it actually means to you, and mostly now that I've done you know more with them, I've you know I've sold some of my hot sauce, and it's you know, it's more than just obsessing, you know. It's so she understands that, and she's proud of me, and that that makes you go back to growing more plants. But at the yeah, at the time, it's yeah, that was the problem. I'm like, you know, I'm having issues. I can't keep up with all of this, and Uh, uh, just a little insert. Having pests like my year with the aphids, that was uh, that was the year with the problems because it's really hard to balance. I think dealing with the aphids was like uh, another grow kind of because it would take that much extra time. You know, it's not just going down to the water. I'm going down there freaking out, and it's pretty messed up. I was kind of bitching to her too much about the problem, and uh, I guess that added to you know, the frustration of the time spent with my plants and my stuff and my now my bugs, and that uh, yeah, dealing with the pest, that was like double time. So that season was not the best.
No, it adds another level of complexity that's it's it's hard to account for the level of frustration that can create when you put that much work and passion into what you like doing, and then you have an insect issue that you can't get rid of because I mean, face it, dealing with any type of either aphids or thripes or insect issues indoors, I mean, it's not easy to overcome that. A lot of times you end up starting over. I mean, and that's frustrating. That's defeating.
Yeah,
It's not easy.
yeah, that's exactly what I did. I had so many late plants last season from starting over. Like I I was still feeling like, damn it, you know, at the end of the season because I had a you know, a handful of plants that were just starting to produce. They were so late, due to that restarting, and some of the good ones didn't even get a chance. And yeah, it's so frustrating. It's
Yeah,
uh,
last year I had a really difficult season with the mites, like really really bad, and being friends with everybody on the PLC, Jeff hooked me up a couple times with some really nice boxes that really really cheered me up, and Batman sending me pods, and that was hopefully if somebody has a bad season or something like that, then I can help them out some way like that. So I did appreciate that, Jeff, and met some good people on the PLC. So
yeah, I
yeah,
tell you what, we're pretty
you're
fortunate. Our neighborhood of members is pretty incredible.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Jeff, man, you really you have really made a mark, man. You're too generous.
I grew up being taught that if you're able to do something that you like to do and you can share that with other people, I mean, what else is there? I mean, if that's what makes you happy, then be happy, and that it provides me a certain level of gratification. So, to a certain level, and a couple of you guys help bring that to my attention. There is a certain point where, hey, let's make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. But it definitely brings me a certain level of gratification.
Crazy Kimberlyn says she's definitely used to the hot sauce thing, though. I remember your post with the had like this whole counter with a crazy line of sauce. I'm just like, shit, man. She's kind of right. You don't have your own fridge for all that.
well, Gage posted a picture of his shelf inside his fridge, just full of hot sauce. It was a whole top shelf of his
Yeah,
fridge.
yeah. That's kind of my deal. I have the top shelf. That's hot stuff up there, and I'm the only one here that can even touch anything hot.
So I'm
My
curious. I'm
girl.
curious. I'm curious, Batman. Do you actually buy hot sauces? Are they all PLC members' hot sauces that were gifted or traded for, or do you actually go out and look for hot sauces on the open market? And the only reason I ask is because I got into making hot sauce at with the help of you and a couple other members last year, and I've more recently gone out looking for other hot sauces just to compare, only to compare to see how do I make mine better? Are they good enough? Things of that nature. Because I've been hesitant to put mine out there on the open market. So I'm curious, do you go out on the open market to compare, or not really?
I do. Well, not. Uh, I say I should have said I have. Not anymore because I do get a decent amount of sauce from members, either to try out or the ones that sell. I got in your sauces. I enjoy very much. I've had up to 4 of yours at a time. Charles Charles makes some good sauce. Denton Pepper Farms, Space City Peppers. Who else sends me sauce? This guy sent a very nice sauce recently, and I just sent them one back. Matt Cobb. I enjoyed his so much. I sent them one of my Verdes to try. But Matt Cobb had a very nice smoked sauce. And but yeah, I would get from the supermarket before uh, even after making my own, like you said, just to see, what, and to try, I found that outside regular chilies like Tabasco and whatever, I saw Scotch bonnet sauce, first from Grace, Grace brand, and I didn't like their consistency. It had like that jelly, that jelly type. That just says it's like the thickening agent
Yeah,
used to.
got some xanthan gum in there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like that. Then I spotted Jamaican Choice, Jamaican Choice from the supermarket. It had decent heat and great Scotch bonnet flavor. Then I tried a couple others from them. They had a crushed pepper sauce. That one was red. And the Calypso with papaya. All of them very good. But, uh, still not like our. You won't find that freshness that our sauces have. When you pop the Wolverine bottle, that's a unique fresh taste right there. You can tell with our sauces, it's fresh. There's nothing, none of those crap for thickening and stuff you can't really pronounce. The preservative stuff. I think that's what stands out about our stuff. We don't have, we have nothing processed, just our
Yeah, I
organic.
mean, our advantage is we're still small batch, so we don't have to add anything artificial to our sauces. So like like you said, Charles's sauces are excellent. Yours are excellent. I like to think I could compete a little bit in there as well, but yeah, we don't have to add other things than peppers, maybe some vegetable
Yeah,
or fruit, and some garlic and onion, and maybe some salt, and that's about it. Maybe some vinegar to pH balance, and that's about it. So we got the freshest of the fresh for sure. I agreed.
yeah. Now, you said something like that. I wonder. Well, maybe we should ask him about it. And big shout out to him too, if he may be watching. He's probably too busy, but
Ooh, Chili
Chili
Wonka.
Wonka, Chili Wonka, Chili Wonka,
Hell yeah, Nick.
Chili Wonka. Nick, man, I love Nick. That's one of my first buddies in the community, and he's really doing big things, man. He just got up and he got some land there. I think beginning of last season or end of last season, and he's out there with a freaking tractor and everything, man. Like really farming, and he got the factory. He actually got the Chili Wonka factory. He's making hot sauce, mass produced, and yeah, man, really proud of Nick. But you know, us talking about the preservative stuff, I was just wondering uh, what could he be doing, or
You
how
know,
does it go for mass production?
you know what? Like the preservative stuff, I look at it like the you're going to a mass market, where they're shipping, you know, it's got to be on a store shelf for however long, you're dealing with different things. So I think it does have its place and stuff like that, where it will last six months to a year because you just don't know how long it's going to be on the shelf. But like,
Right.
our the stuff that you guys sell and stuff like that, it won't last that long, if somebody
Now,
really
Yeah,
likes it.
yeah.
hey Aaron, hey Aaron, hold on a second. It's interesting you say that, and here's why. most of the sauces, especially if you get to like, Nick or some other people that are doing something similar. And I learned this because I've been doing a lot of research because of what I thought were ambitions I had, but I haven't really uh, pushed it through. As long as your sauce is pH balanced, it can last a good amount of time. Well, for a hot sauce, pH balance really means shelf stable. So it's not going to change. It's safe, which means below 4.0 on the pH scale and preferably 3.6 or less. I mention that because on March 26th, I think I sent a picture to Batman. I had a mason jar of something I called the Hobbs's Hiccups, and it was from March 26th, 2017. I sent him a bottle of it maybe like 2 or 3 months after that, and I think it took him a little while to finish it off because that was the only thing I've ever made that I had an intention and a name before I made the sauce. I called it Hobbs Hiccups for a reason because I loaded that thing with some incredibly hot peppers and a lot of them. And that thing was shelf stable up until I finished it a year and 2 weeks later. It did not change. It didn't alter. Nothing changed about it. So certain sauces, not all sauces, and I'm not a sauce expert, but I don't think you have to add too many preservatives and chemicals to make it last, let's say, a year at least. Because all I did was I did pH test that sauce just to make sure it was at 4.0 or less. But really, all I put in that sauce was BTR peppers, Reaper peppers, Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion, onions, garlic, salt, and vinegar. That's it. That's all that was in it. And it lasted a year and a week. And I think, and Batman can attest for the flavor, freshness of it, and the heat.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, and it did last a while. And man, that was hot. That's probably the hottest sauce I ever tasted, Jeff. But
Yeah, well,
yeah, Aaron's right. Aaron is right because we not all of us have it packed down like you, but the yeah, shipping, mass production and commercial, uh it's gonna be out there a while without refrigeration, so you can't really knock the knock the factory for using the preservatives because, like Aaron said, yeah, they do have their place.
they serve a purpose for sure.
Susan, I gotta call out Susan because she says she's never tried the bear hug before. She tried the very first bottle of the bear hug in person.
Okay, yeah, because the first batch, the
No, it was the
first
very
batch of
first
Bear
bottle.
Hug was like a special thing for Bear. I think I had messed up and didn't send them the previous batch, and I said, you know what, I got to make something, and yeah, I named it Bear Hug in his honor, and I filled his bottle, and I probably had half a bottle for myself. But that was the first, and I do remember you took it to a meeting. You took it to a picnic or something. What was it?
Yeah, when I went down to San Diego to Legoland, we had lunch on the way back with Susan and her daughters, and I brought the bottle so we can try it. So
Right.
it was that very first bottle.
Yeah. The thanks, Susan.
And the bear hug is. I'm looking at the chat. They said the bear hug's one of their favorites. Um, like my
Yeah.
brother, it's one of his favorites. He ordered 4 bottles. I'm still a I'm still an orange banger, man. I like that. I really like that flavor of that one. And Jeff,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the purple ghost sauce that you made last year. Hopefully you make that again.
Yeah, I've been trying to duplicate it, and I can't get back to where it was. I have that recipe written down, but I just can't duplicate it. I'm not sure what's different, but I did plant some of the same purple ghost and some new purple ghost to see if I can replicate it. Because that was one of the best sauces I think I've made that wasn't ridiculously hot.
Don't get me
the
wrong, it was
vinegar,
hot.
I think the vinegar and proper, I think proper fermenting and the vinegar, it does help it stay long. I've had some sauces pretty damn long, longer than recommended, and they're pretty good. They're still fresh. The Tabasco just put out. I get these cards on my Google when I open the Google search, and I saw an article. Tabasco just put out a hot sauce. I forgot what's it called. I think the Family Reserve, and it's. I'm reading it, and it's saying they're using 15-year-old chilies. They're aged 15 years. So, you know, I'm guessing pickled because how other than with vinegar are they gonna survive 15 years? But yeah, I'm like that's pretty insane. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Tabasco sauce. I was before I got into the chili world, of course, but yeah, it's not by far not the best sauce for me. I had um but yeah, the Tabasco, the new one, the 15-year-old chilies, I think is Family Reserve, or is it? Or that? No, Family Reserve might have been what Johnny Scoville just reviewed. This one, I think it had diamond in the name, something special, but it's $35 a bottle.
35.
$35 a bottle. I said, you know what, Tabasco.
Man, I feel bad about selling the hottest of the hot that I can make for $10 a bottle, and the only reason I justify that is for how many darn hot peppers I put in there. $35 though? My goodness. I mean, I guess it's 15 years does take an effort to age it, but still, that's a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of work into that, though. So,
I mean,
15.
for sure. I mean, to preserve something for 15 years, I'm sure it's not easy. I mean, that's why aged liquor is that expensive. So I'm sure there's something kind of correlative to the same. But that'd be a lot for a 5-ounce bottle of hot sauce.
Yeah, I'm not a Tabasco fan either. I don't like vinegary stuff, so.
Yeah, that's where I run into issues. I'm not a fan of vinegar as well, so I try to put the minimal amount of vinegar in my sauces that I can to make them stable. And sometimes it's a hit, and sometimes it's a miss. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the heavy vinegar flavor either.
Anybody in the chat have any questions for Jeff? Any of growing tips or anything?
I don't know anything about that. What are you talking about, man? It's all luck. The only thing I know how to grow is a beard.
We know that.
And I'm glad, Jeff, you still have the green pepper knife. It's cool. It's cool seeing.
Man, I'll tell you what. That was a very thoughtful, cool gift, man. I will have that for a very long time to come, and I always make sure that thing is
I love
sharp as
that
the
knife,
dickens.
man. It looks like a special ops knife.
It is. That is a part of the Pepper Wolverine arsenal. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I got the one I got from Bear right here. You seen it, right? The Batman.
Yeah, I saw
Pretty
you post that
damn
one before.
dope.
That one's cool.
Yeah, I
I thought
learned.
Batman. I thought
Uh,
Batman was gonna lose a finger in a couple of his
yeah.
videos, man.
Oh yeah, because I didn't know how to open it before, but I think I got it. Yeah, don't mess with me in this shit, man.
You got to show the people in chat the double side. I don't know if these people have seen it before.
Yeah, it's two sides. Let me see. Let's not lose a finger here in the demo. All right, here's the yeah. There you
That's a
go.
that's a pretty unique knife. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know how I would mess somebody up without messing myself up, but
So what you're saying
a
is
little
never give you a
small.
butterfly knife.
Oh no, actually, hey, don't mess with me in the butterfly knife.
Hey man, those were cool back in the day, man. I remember.
I grew up in the '80s, Jeff.
We're the same age, man.
Hey, I used to be a ninja. I had all that stuff, man. I had the nunchucks. Had like more than a dozen shurikens.
Some stars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but did you have the shoes, man?
hell yeah! What? I had the shoes, the boots. I had the suit, man.
Well, of
I
course,
had
and
the
we know you had the blindfold and the mask. I mean, come on.
everything, Jeff. I had the size. That catalog will ship you anything, man. They didn't give a crap. I would get, I would get
Where do you
so
think
much stuff from them.
Where do you think I got
Huh?
my first Chewbacca costume from?
Yeah, yeah. I um I didn't get a sword when I was younger though, but I had I had the sword, my
I just remember as a
my
kid going to the swap meet looking for the kung fu shoes, man. The real the black ones with the thin little sole on them.
yeah, no, I those were right around the corner. I would get those from the same Asians that would sell me that I would get my GI Joes from.
Yeah, growing up in Kentucky, we didn't have access to those little, ninja shoes.
Yeah, we had them.
Yeah, you're a big city. I was, country boy.
We used to have to go to TJ and Ensenada for all our good stuff, Jeff,
Okay.
when we were kids. So,
Yeah. Hey, Paula's in the chat. Hey, Paula.
I haven't seen Paula post anything recently. I hope her garden is still producing pretty well. She was showing some incredible photography.
yeah,
Yeah,
she just
Paula
put
has an amazing garden. I was just seeing her video yesterday. You must not be up on her videos, Jeff. You must not. You're not watching her videos, Jeff. 'Cause
Apparently not.
she's been doing the weekly arrow garden and several other progress related stuff.
I
You're
told
talking
you on
about Google Plus.
I told you on YouTube ignorant, man. What I told you, come on.
You gotta click on the bell, Jeff.
Where's the bell? What's that?
Notifications. You get notified when anyone posts.
That's what that's for. Holy shit!
Yeah, yeah. We'll bother you in the middle of your work shift. Like, hey, Batman posted some crap here. Check it out.
Batman posted some geese. You gotta watch it.
Some garden varmints. So what does Paula have to say?
She's busy posting on YouTube and Instagram. That you're not checking out.
I'm definitely not checking out Instagram. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, you say you don't Instagram. It's pretty easy, man.
I don't have a handle. I mean, I got 4 kids and 200 pepper plants and a wife and a dog. I don't have time for Instagram.
Yeah, I was using Instagram a little more before Google Plus, and then I kind of switched over. But I'm hardly on there because I pay so much attention to Google.
The pepper donkeys on his Instagram.
How is Pepper Donkey doing? Is that doing pretty well on the PLC? I know it's doing well. Is that doing well in other formats or other locations as well?
Was that?
How is Pepper Donkey doing? Is you getting business from other streams as well outside of the PLC?
Uh,
I know
well,
you're there. You're present.
it's not as great as Google Plus. I have to say, Google Plus is our main. I guess that's basically where we started, but we are trying to move in other directions. The I've done some on Facebook, but like I said, I'm a little shy to reach out there, and so Facebook it's pretty slow. It's I
Yeah,
mean
it's a different world out there. I mean, our PLC neighborhood is it's a neighborhood. The FB world is a little bit different.
yeah, I
it
think it's
takes
just what you know.
it takes time too. You got to build up a thing.
A
Like,
reputation.
yeah, I do. I mean, I take care of the Instagram stuff, and been getting some pretty big followers. In the last couple couple months. It's cool. Seeing them comment, and it's hopefully that goes somewhere. With some more business that way. But it's going to take time. So just if I could quit my job and do Pepper Donkey full time, or something like that, then then
It'd be different. Yeah, exactly.
that'd be different. But Lee Wells just followed us on Instagram, so that's cool. See, so we got another follower on Instagram. So.
Thanks, Lee.
Lee Wells, one of my Kentucky brothers.
Lee Wells has a badass RX-7 that he posted on Google Plus, and man, those things were badass in the day. So that he's selling. So that's cool seeing that.
Is it Cardinal Red by any chance?
Yeah, it's the red one.
Oh yeah, is it Cardinal? Ask him if it's Cardinal Red.
Yeah, he's in the chat, so hopefully he hears that. And
him and I have had a couple jokes about when I first communicated with him whether he bled blue or red, because if you're from Kentucky, you're either a Wildcat fan or you're a Cardinal fan. So you go one way or the other, and there's no in between.
Yep, Leewell says it is red. Well, Batman, we're at the 2 hour mark.
Bedtime? No, yeah, we all got to work tomorrow. So, who do you have for Pepper Lovers Community Grower of the Week?
I'm actually going to pick Sue-Ann Cade, or Cade Sue-Ann as she goes by in the PLC. She's from what I understand, she's a rookie up in Canada. She's got some really nice plants going, for what I think is her first time growing the peppers, and she's really excited. She's posted a lot. It's got a good nice little setup, and her plants look great. So yeah, Rev got it right. Susie. There's a Susie and then a Suzanne. So
No, isn't it, it's not Suzanne. It's like
I think it's Susie, but
Slade.
spelled differently, isn't it?
it's Susie.
Yeah, I think it's Susie, but spelled like Suse or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she posts some pretty nice progress. I didn't realize it's her rookie season. She's doing some nice work in her tent and a couple of her up plants, and they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
quote me on that, but it's her first season here with the PLC, so
Okay.
I'll call that a rookie season.
Yeah, I always see her on Rev's chat. She must be busy on Thursdays. I'm kidding.
Not everyone's open on Thursdays, Batman.
Yeah, understood.
So check out our post on the PLC.
For sure.
Yeah, she was in the chat earlier.
So hey guys, if you don't have something for next week, or if you already do, I'll donate in addition to that. I will donate a full mason jar of one of my Hobbs's smoked sauces that I called the Inferno Smoke. I'll donate that to your giveaway next week. That's a full mason jar of some really hot smoked sauce.
Wow.
Wow, awesome, man.
That sounds good. But like I said, every week somebody's gonna win something here. No matter, that's very generous and very cool. But
Yeah,
hey
thanks,
guys,
Jeff.
you guys are some of my first friends. You guys welcomed me open heartedly and with big arms and big hugs in the PLC. So it's the least I can do to help support your show and get the word out there. And let's keep this moving.
Yeah, Crazy Kimberlin wants to do a review on some of your sauces, Jeff. So
I'll have to hook up with him. I'm aware of him. Him and I have not connected personally, but I'll have to change that.
Crazy Kimberlin is pretty awesome, man. You should definitely hook up with him.
Cool, I will. All right, guys, I'm gonna be cutting out here. It's a little bit past my bedtime, but I wasn't gonna cut out early because I felt very honored to be invited onto the show, so I didn't want to cut out early. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll definitely be tuning in and enjoy an invite back at some point in time in the future.
we appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
on, Jeff.
Thanks for joining us, man. Everybody, check out Jeff Hobbs. He has quite a number of pod reviews in his YouTube channel. Subscribe, check him out. Awesome guy, and his Google Plus is even better. And Pepper Lovers, he's one of our best growers there. Uh, Go big or go home club. And yeah,
thanks for the kind words, man. Love you, brother. You take care.
we all want to be Jeff.
Good night, Jeff.
Have a good one, brother. Thank you.
All right. Good night, guys. Thank you. Take care.
Well, Susan, you might win one of these days. Just got to keep playing. Got to play to win.
No, Paul is saying, who won something before? Rob?
Yeah, Paula. Rob Blumberg won this.
Yeah. One Shot by Nectar of the Gods. I was watching Paula's video and I wanted to. In her intro, I keep seeing the cucamelons, and I've been wanting to grow that for so long. You still growing? Are you growing those this season?
Who, me?
No, Paula.
Oh, Paula. I don't know. Paula always posts Instagram pictures of her chickens, and I really want a chicken now.
I know. I'm like, yo, people have chickens, man, but I would need to buy a heater in the winter. No, that's too much work. I can't. Stop being silly. Can't have chickens.
You know, somebody in my neighborhood has a peacock, and I've seen them walking around the neighborhood, and makes me want one. But until I hear them start crying or whatever the hell they do, they're so damn loud.
Well, Paula says she's not growing the cucamelons. If you would like to trade some seeds for anything, let me know. Rev. Chickens are great until they start eating your plants. Yeah, that sucks. I think Paula said she has a bunny somewhere. I mean, you know, roaming around. She's undecided. She should get rid of them. I have to say, I would be torn, man. I'm like, shit, man. I might just let a bunny do what he wants in my garden if I had.
Till he teams up with the squirrels and starts digging up your plants, man.
No, I don't know. No, squirrels. You're right. I used to I used to think squirrels were cute before I started gardening.
Man, what they did to your blueberry plants and that one year was just
Man, they had it out for my blueberries. I'm telling you, they wanted those things dead, man. I would see the roots just floating on top. I'm like, oh. But yeah, they've they have killed plants, man. They've they've killed quite a number of plants doing that crap. So
Now I'm just thinking about those people that post those pictures of frogs in their garden. Those toads. Those
oh
damn
yeah,
toads will dig. They'll dig under your plants, man.
yeah. They make their homes actually in the in holes. So no, that's out, man. I thought you were gonna say the the garden decorations. Like, sure, man, I'll put some frogs, but no, I told you, I saw. Uh, no, man, I don't want no. I don't want no wart, piss, piss frog wart on my peppers. No, get that out of here. I had a. I had a once in 5 years. I saw. I saw a frog, and it was bouncing against the mesh, trying to get in the blueberry cage. And no, man, sorry, nope, get the fuck out of here.
Well, you got anything else, Batman? Call it a show. A couple hours. We don't want it to become
What,
half
man?
a
You
day.
don't want to hang out? What are you trying to say? All right, guys, time to get going. Under my feet, baby. The grass is growing. Time to move on. It's time to get going.